Arunachal Pradesh, the land of the dawn-lit mountains, the delightful sight of nature is a poetry where rhythm echoes the vibration of a perennial beauty. A paradise discovered, a land painted, a picture frozen in the footprints of time. Located in the northeast corner of India, Arunachal Pradesh is a land rejuvenated once and again, immortalized through the joys of nature. Arunachal Pradesh is a land of diversity. One will find practically the entire history of nature's evolution compressed in this landmass of about 84,000 square kilometers. The summer had already arrived, as we did. The long, sinuous journey was tiresome, but the sighting of nature's bounty was untiring. With thrill and joy to the brim of our hearts, we unloaded our equipments. Sela in the Tawang district of Arunachal Pradesh is one of the highest peaks of eastern Himalaya. During winter, this whole region remains covered with snow, now melting steadily. The peaks are of course yet to melt, and it is a cold and windy early summer with clouds hovering around us. There are three distinct climatic zones in Arunachal Pradesh. One is extremely cold in the upper reaches and is called Greater Himalayan Climatic Zone. If we descend a little to the Lesser Himalayan Climatic Zone, it would be warmer. The third climatic zone is in the subtropical foothills, where it is usually hot and humid. The higher reaches, which remain snow-covered for most of the year, are characterized by lesser vegetation. Yet the summer arrives with those dwarf and twiggy species with variety of flowers, especially the rhododendrons, adding riot of colors to the hills.
Up higher, that side.
Arunachal Pradesh has a lavish floral extravaganza. Some of these rhododendrons are rare species not to be found anywhere in the world. With sharp changes in the topography and altitude, the vegetation vary quite frequently and considerably from place to place located at short distances. From about 12,000 feet down to about 8,000 feet, the forest is dominated by the conifers. Descend just a couple of thousand feet and you are also encountered by some broad leaf trees like oak, poplar and salix along with the conifers. Such an admixture is a unique feature which is due to the higher moisture content in the atmosphere. Sheltered in the myriad moods of Himalaya are these people, the nomadic Brokpas, a tribe whose traits are a priceless presence of time and age, a glimpse of the obscured past, an ever-changing present. From the sheep-rearing Brokpers, another tribe called Monpas evolved. Animals occupy an important place in the tribal life and is admired, dreaded, and at times even propitiated. This dance called Sange symbolizes prosperity that comes when there is complete harmony among all living things. Viewed on the perspective of their gradual evolution as a tribe, Monpas have a distinct identity as regards their culture and customs. Agriculture is the basic occupation of all the tribes of Arunachal Pradesh, and their habits, customs and beliefs are mostly influenced by agro-based activities. They have traditionally lived in perfect harmony with nature since time immemorial, and in fact they have developed a very useful knowledge base on the optimal and sustainable use of natural resources and their conservation. The richness of the topography and their traditional traits have yielded a fine heritage. Their love for nature is displayed in almost all things of personal decor, and their songs along with the dances are continuous expression of their unity with nature. One of the earliest non-biological energy sources for man remains to be water, and the people of Arunachal Pradesh have been using the pristine Himalayan streams as sources of energy from time immemorial. Hydroelectricity is perhaps the only primary energy source which produces no pollution and at the same time is renewable. With innumerable streams and rivers, Arunachal Pradesh offers huge potential of hydroelectricity, and only a fraction of it has been tapped so far. The hydrosphere of Arunachal Pradesh has also self-sustaining ecosystem with a varied aquatic life. The mountain range of Himalaya is only about 1.5 million years old and in geophysical terms is still in its infancy. So, soil erosion is a major problem in the lower reaches. The sinuous road journey from Tawang towards Tipi, like most of the Himalayan treks, are often unpredictable and eventful.
Big queue of bus and trucks. Maybe roadblock, no?
Roadblock type.
Yeah. I think so. This is roadblock, perhaps.
Incessant rainfall over the previous night caused heavy erosion, and we were stranded for several hours before the road could be cleared. Meanwhile, we took the opportunity to sneak into the world of orchids. More than 600 species of orchids adorn the hills of Arunachal Pradesh. Most bloom during fall and spring, and a few like these flower during summer. Some are of recent discoveries like Oberonia kamlangensis and Chirostylis kunnarai, which are in fact being photographed for the first time for world viewers.
Kojo ngole nyane jo, ngole emeri nyata jo. Kojo ngole nyane jo, ngole ram nyata jo. Kojo ngole nyane jo, ngole ram nyata jo. Kojo ngole nyane jo, ngole ri nyata jo. Kojo ngole nyane jo.
We reached village Lamdang in East Kameng district, which is located at an altitude of approximately 4,000 feet. It was rather hot and humid here, and we had to take off our warm clothing. The rugged expanse of the eastern Himalaya startles one by the richness of its assembly of cultures and communities. The Nishi people of East Kameng district of Arunachal Pradesh constitute another tribe with a distinct identity of their own. Most Nishis practice jhum cultivation. They slash and burn the jungles during winter, and with the advent of spring, they begin plantation. To live in complete harmony with nature is not an easy proposition. These people in the hills live a very difficult life. Devoid of any plain land, the people practically hang on the cliffs, and jhum cultivation is rather a compulsion on their part. They are also not unaware of its detrimental effect on the soil. So they shift from one place to another, allowing the once used land to grow new vegetation. The Nishis believe that sun is the mother of the universe and is the constant source of all energy. They often perform rituals to satiate gods and goddesses, and we witnessed one such. The animals they sacrifice are all domesticated. They are also the most dear ones. It is believed that gods and goddesses must be offered the most dear and valued possession. Our next destination was Parkway Wildlife Sanctuary, which is one of the richest biodiversity area of Arunachal Pradesh and is protected well in the foothills by natural boundaries of Kameng and Parkway rivers. Its altitude varies from about 300 feet to 5,000 feet and is drained by a large number of streams and rivers, which essentially run from north to south. It is basically a tropical semi-evergreen forest. However, at places, the semi-evergreen gets slowly merged with deep evergreen. Structurally, these are multi-storied forests composed of a large number of species belonging to different families. The top canopy is an admixture of evergreen, deciduous and semi-deciduous species. The trees in the middle are mostly evergreen and the lower story is dominated by bush, ferns and grass cover. About 82% of Arunachal Pradesh is recorded as a forest area. 1/5 of the wealth of Indian fauna is estimated to be found in this region. Parkway Wildlife Sanctuary offers a good habitat for a wide range of species. The forest remains action-packed all the time, and most activities are concerned with search for food. For some, the search for food is a difficult task, but some are bellyful. We also spotted this spider with a rather huge prey. There are more than 500 species of birds identified in Arunachal Pradesh. Among them, the great Indian pied hornbill, and red hornbill are prized possession of Parkway Wildlife Sanctuary. We found these two yellow orioles who probably had fallen down accidentally from their nest. We heard their mother calling from the top and the chicken responding. We also spotted these bear cubs in a similar situation. We waited for the mother bear to return, but for the poor cubs, the mother never turned up. She must have lost her life while collecting food for the cubs much before we arrived at the scene. The cubs must survive on their own in a hostile world of jungle rules. Of the 4 deer species available here, the barking deer, the hog deer, are found inhabiting the relatively open forests. This particular deer must have sensed our presence and is stumping to alert the others. They were almost reassured for not seeing anything, but here is an urgent call to flee. Among the larger herbivores in the fauna, Asian elephant occupies a predominant place, and the sighting of a herd of wild elephant is a lifetime experience. There are more than 250 varieties of butterflies and a large number of insects and beetles found in Parkway. Among the amphibians, we spotted this Asian leaf turtle at a place as high as 4,000 feet above sea level, a rare sighting at such an altitude. The forest harbors about 7 primate species. Among them, the most endangered one is nocturnal slow lories. It is rather difficult to spot slow lories, but we were lucky to sight a couple after a long haul of search. Millions of years ago, life evolved on Earth, and ours is the only planet in the entire universe known to have harbored life. The life support system in the nature is an open book, educating volumes about the implications of nature conservation.
leso napoka. Adinga aranga cakungki, tale sample pagyoka. Kau pakung napoka. Adanga aranga cakungki, mebla prabla doyoka. Kau prabla napoka.
For the people of Arunachal Pradesh, life is in perfect synergy with nature, and the Himalaya here stands tall, with a whistling call from the horizon to tell us to conserve the natural world, because nothing in the nature can be created once destroyed. Life must prevail and go on and on.